Hey everybody, it's Joe from greenlightsound.com, and today we've got a look at a plugin that we already looked at a few months back, and that is Realphones from dSONIQ. But they've got a new version 1.8 update with a new sound and a bunch of new features, and I thought I'd go over it because so many of us, as time goes on, have to do more and more work on headphones, and we need tools that help us get our headphones to be flat because they don't all have flat responses, and to simulate hearing our music in different listening environments, whether it be a studio or a consumer environment. We can do that within this plugin. So it's kind of two different tools, the headphone correction side of things and the psychoacoustic room simulation side of things. This does them both. I'm not really going to get into the controls really deep because I did that in the last video I made about Realphones. So I'll link that video in the description box. Just check that out down there if you want to see a real deep dive into all the controls. But what I do want to do is go over all the new things in here. So first of all, there is improvements to the overall sound quality, better accuracy of the headphone profiles for better translation, and there are a ton of headphone profiles that you can choose from. Most likely the headphones you own are on this list, and if they're not, there's a generic open and a generic closed profile you can use. We'll also use that later. There's improvement in the psychoacoustic target curves and the room impulse responses. A big thing here is we've got two new room emulations. Modern car, it's always important when you're mixing to do that mix check in the car. This looks like a Tesla, of course. And then we've got nightclub, great for any music that would be like dance music, EDM, that would be great to check in a club situation. This is the easy mode that the plugin first opens in, but you can choose advanced mode by clicking off easy mode. Here we get a lot more control over the plugin. The presence and HRTF modules have been updated in the audio engine. The limiter has been updated as well. A big one here, we've got native Apple Silicon, M1 native support. A few other bug fixes included other minor improvements, but the really big thing is there's an improvement to the sound, and dSONIQ claims that it is a radically different sound from version 1.7. So we're going to check that out. We're going to hear it in action on a track. First thing I want to do is go back to easy mode. I'm going to put this on studio open, generic headphones. So if you've got a pair of open back headphones, put them on now for this listening test. If you don't, skip ahead and I'll do studio closed in a few minutes. We're going to start out in big fat bottom optimal response. As you can see highlighted here, it's the mains in the studio. Now let's go back to the easy mode and here's some of the new profiles. Let's go to modern car. Looks like a Tesla. Now let's check it out on the nightclub. Now that really hyped up low end is great for checking out how that's going to translate in your mix into a situation like this. It's tough to tell unless you actually put it in that playing environment, but hearing it here on headphones, really helpful for dialing in that low end to work in a nightclub situation. So now we're going to do the same kind of listening test, but go to studio closed. So if you've got closed back headphones, put them on now. Let's listen to the same thing, starting with just the default preset here, big fat bottom, the mains in a studio. And now we'll jump over to the easy mode again, and let's pick the car. And finally, the club. The really nice thing about this plugin is that it seems like dSONIQ is committed to consistent improvement upon it, adding new headphone profiles, improving the sound, adding new functionality like the car and the club setting, M1 support, tightening things up, doing bug fixes, all great to have from a company committed to improvement of the plugin. And this is really an essential plugin for mixing nowadays. Something like this, having this headphone correction plus room emulation, so you can do a lot of mixing on headphones or on the road if you happen to be doing it that way. So highly recommend you check them out, Realphones from dSONIQ. If you have any questions or comments, let me know down in the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already, so we can keep you in the loop as to what's coming up next, and I'll see you in the next one.